Caleb, and Caleb joined us. I guess it's been about 4 months, hasn't it, Caleb?
Just about middle of March.
And he is a night shelter manager, and he has been working the overnights for us. How's that been going?
It's quiet most of the time.
I'm sure that's good. Quiet is good.
Quiet is good.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background, Caleb, what you've done as far as ministry, maybe a little bit about your family?
Yeah. Well, I've worked in ministry for a few years now. I graduated from Christian college in 2014. Immediately started an internship under an evangelist where I traveled to different churches and participated in different ministries. One of which was a mission ministry where we went on Sunday afternoons, preached, fed the men and women that would come to hear the message. And then I ended up living in Tampa for a couple of years where I worked largely with the school ministry and the children's ministry in that church. We came back up here to Tennessee. I'm originally from the Chattanooga area, so I was familiar with the mission already. But we moved back up to Tennessee, I guess about a year and a half ago now at this point, a little bit more than a year. And started working for the church I grew up in, and then last March was able to obtain a full-time position here as the night shelter manager. And I keep on saying we. We is my wife and my older son Elijah. They moved up with me from Tampa, and since then, last January, we had another little boy, Joshua.
That is great. That is awesome. Is there one thing that stands out to you that you've enjoyed most about working at the mission so far?
The men. I'm going to say getting to know the men I've enjoyed the most. There are several that I get to know on a first name basis, several that will come to me overnight just to talk about things that are going on in their life, things that they're struggling with, the opportunities that I get to preach during the evening shift. Those are really invaluable to me. And a lot of times I'll have the men come and talk to me afterwards or overnight about what I was able to preach about. And I remember one in particular that I preached, and usually I go home after I preach for another hour or so before I come back to finish my shift, or to do my shift. And one in particular, I think I spent about an hour after I finished preaching, just witnessing, talking to him about the Bible, things that were going on in his life. I needed to go home, so I passed him off to our evening manager at that time, Brother Ron, and told him basically the situation. And I said he's really interested in salvation, wanting to know basically how to get saved. And I left. Whenever I came back that night, I was happy to hear from Ron that he is now a brother in Christ. And so that was one of the most invaluable experiences I've had thus far.
That's wonderful. That's great. Well, we're really glad you're here. Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you, Stan. I appreciate it.